Hey folks, go over to YouTube, Patreon, Apocalypse Soon. Check it all out. EddiePepitone.com if you want to see his live tour dates and support the show. And now, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Apocalypse Soon. We've been domesticated and we're indoors, and he's here. He's got a beautiful hat on, a bright shirt to match his bright, shining personality. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Welcome to Apocalypse Soon. Apocalypse Soon brought to you by Nabisco, the cookie where you're gonna get fucked good. You ever been fucked good? Nabisco has. We got a cookie for it. It's called Fuck Good. Our scouts, well, let's call them what they are. They're dangerous men. Please don't use your ring camera.
Look for the red-faced man on the box.
Oh, we are. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I thought it would be good to howl as a homage to the dogs that used to run around in front of us. Now we're, as Kevin said, we're domesticated. We're in the studio. This is our first run here in this studio. Yeah. We did it last minute today, so we don't have a guest, but we are bound to have a guest.
Oh, I mean, now that we're indoors, that we have a home, a roof.
Yeah, and we were just talking to Ben, who runs the studio, and I believe we're going to be able to get people in on Zoom if they can't come in person.
Yep.
There's going to be just a tremendous amount of change for the good, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. And the nice thing, too, is the soundproofing.
Is it?
In here, yeah, because we could get away with a lot in here, you know, and nobody's
good.
gonna
I
know.
see the soundproofing now.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I thought those were just bad paintings, but it's the... Anyway, folks, you don't need me to talk about soundproofing, but we are, and there's a nice cafe next door.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
It's very good.
We're here on Melrose Avenue next to the Improv, and I killed at the Improv. Patreon members will get a chance to see that. You're going to get the tape?
I'm going to get the tape. We'll put it up.
So if you're a Patreon member, please. So anyway, that's our podcast for today. It's just going to be quick.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
No, we're kidding. We're gonna go all out today. I mean, we're indoors. We can yell again.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't want to yell a lot in the park because of just frightening people.
Very frightening. The fear on people's faces. They've already been through so much. You know what I mean? So it's
everybody's been through a lot. Today is January 6th. We're recording, and what happened? The Congress? I don't know. Something about January 6th, of course, the anniversary of the Great Insurrection by that ragtag bunch of bunch of MAGAs who, the guy with the horns. They all got jailed, and I think they're going to get pardoned now.
That's what I hear. That's
Is that what you hear? Is that what you hear?
Oh, that's all. I got my ear to the grindstone. I'm out in the streets. I'm compiling the information, and the word on the street is that the Buffalo Head man will be set free.
They got some harsh fucking sentences for storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go to the Capitol, it's always just on the tour. Sometimes I'll go to the tour for the Capitol, but sometimes I'll break free of that. Like, you ever go on a tour and just go rogue?
Oh, yeah, that's the best way to do a tour.
Right, like they'll be touring me and saying, and this is where Thomas Jefferson, whatever he did, and then I bolt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Pelosi! Where are you, Pelosi?
Come out, wherever you are.
And then I run back to the group.
Yeah.
So I know, the Capitol rioters, they put themselves, anyway, they call themselves patriots. And I call them, misguided lunatics.
Yes.
I mean, certainly we need to overthrow corporate malfeasance, overthrow, the government that is bought and paid for by corporate interests, the Israeli lobby, all of it.
Yep.
We do need to overthrow it, but I think it could be done in a, in a better fashion.
Yeah, I didn't like the costumes.
A lot of the costumes,
January 6th.
I think Tim Dillon said it looked like a bad improv group stormed the Capitol, which is a very funny line. We're going to hope to have Tim on and other guests. Who were you? We were making a list. Who were some of your people? Did you make that list?
I did. Barack Obama is on the
top.
Barack
Obama?
Yeah.
I would go after him, though. I would be like, you piece of shit. You did nothing.
That's what people come here for. They want the truth. No, I got Tim on there. I got Ian Bagg on there. I got some of the big dogs, from the Honeydew.
Ryan
Sickler. I want to get him on here. Brian Singer.
Brian Singer. Who's that?
He's the guy that did the first X-Men, who has a bunch of allegations against him. But I want to get him on the pod.
He's a bad guy, supposedly.
But a great podcaster. That's kind of the you have to separate, for the art from the artist a little bit.
These studios are called the Trevor Noah Memorial Studios.
Yes. Yeah. They put this together for Trevor, and
he bailed on it.
And so look at us. We're here to pick up the scraps.
We are the first people recording here.
Yeah.
At the Improv podcast. Is there a name for this studio yet?
I think it's just the Improv Podcast Studios, but I don't know for sure. I don't think they have a name yet. I think they're going to call it the Pepitone Pod.
Right. Well, let's ease our way into this new environment. It is funny how I already miss the outdoors. I mean, that was the only time I got out during the week.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of I'm under house arrest for going into a bakery and overeating a certain amount of days in a row. If you overeat in a bakery more than 31 days in a row, you're under house arrest because they want the Napoleons, the turnovers, they want.
You were always a baguette guy, and I remember they caught you because there was a trail of breadcrumbs.
No, that was just to find my way back to my place. By the way, does anybody? I asked this, in a real way. Does anybody use breadcrumbs now to find their way back? Like a lot of times, where do people lose their way a lot?
Oh, the woods. I mean, the woods is a classic way. I mean, Hollywood in general, it's easy to lose your way.
Well, you're talking morally.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Metaphorically, morally, emotionally.
Oh, speaking of which, did you watch the Golden Globes last night?
No, I missed it. I saw Nikki Glaser do her monologue set.
What'd you think?
4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times?
Well, because I was working here at the Improv.
I was at the Comedy Store, and it was hilarious to me. I wasn't able to see her workshopping the monologue because, and by the way, she really went after fascism in this country, and she really went after the Gaza genocide. No, she didn't. Because the Golden Globes are a vapid waste of everybody's time, but she was funny. I must say.
She's very funny.
Was it funny when you watched?
Yeah, it was great.
But it was hilarious to me. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Please.
But I was, standing in the hall, and she finished her set, and a team of about 20 people were coming out. So it was like, what the fuck? It looked like the entourage for Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle fight with George Foreman.
Absolutely. So they were all up in the green room when they came to the Improv, and so it's so funny because the sheer of Hollywood, it it dissipates after time, and because people are like, wow, she is just something else. Wow, and I was just like, oh yeah, it was great. So, man, those jokes were so good. I'm like, they better have been good. She had like 7 dudes in there with her, writing these jokes.
Not just dudes, women,
Yeah, well,
I know that Bonnie
dudes
McFarland, who's hilarious.
Very funny.
Bonnie McFarland and Rich Voss, they're a couple. They're a power couple if you take out Rich Voss. But they, she was one of the writers, and I love her stuff.
Yeah, they did an amazing job, and they were whittling it down set to set, and very impressive.
You saw that? You saw the process?
Oh yeah, because she was doing. So she was doing a 15-minute set, but the monologue, I believe, was like 10 minutes or something.
Right.
Right. Yeah, she'd come out and do the bit.
How did the crowd respond to
They
it?
loved it.
They loved it.
They responded very well.
Did they feel like they were in on something special?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe every time I go up, because I don't get that kind of reaction. Maybe every time I go up, I'll say, "Folks, I'm workshopping this for the Oscars because the Oscars are coming up."
Oh yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
It would be funny if I say I'm workshopping this for the Oscars and then just do what I do, which is, just improv.
Yes.
That like going, God damn it. God damn it! Why are people still having children? That would never go on the.
But I think that would be a great vehicle to motivate you to write for, as hey, guys, I'm running my Oscars speech, and then you go into it, but it's obvious, that it's, you're fucking around. But I think for a little while to have the illusion that it might be real, and then you're like, welcome to the Oscars, and then you go, and of course we got Tim Chalamet here, and
I should do that. Yeah.
I think that
Tim, that's great. Oh yeah, what was the line she used? Like, oh no, this was a funny line from Colin Quinn. Colin Quinn tweeted the other day to Todd Barry. He goes, I thought the complete, not to Todd Barry, but about Todd. He goes, I thought the Complete Unknown was a documentary about Todd Barry.
That's so awesome. That's great.
It's so funny to me because Todd loves to, take shots at people, and
yes,
Colin is great.
Well, he's such a good sport about getting made fun of too. He seems like a fun guy to rib.
Yeah, I'm headlining. By the way, if you're in New York, I'm headlining Union Hall in Brooklyn, the hip place to perform. One of the hip places in New York. I'm hoping to have either Colin or Todd open for me.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
We'll see. Hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah.
Or I'll just take someone in New York who's been pushed in front of a train let them have equal time.
I love that. I think that's good. You got to give back. You really and people give back in their own way.
I don't like to give back if I've stolen something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to steal from the firehouse.
Really?
I was a wayward kid. And my father caught me, and with all this money, they had poker money in the firehouse.
Oh, shit.
And I took it, and my father made me go back and give it back and everything. And the firemen just felt bad for me because I was I had all my money. I had all the stolen money in a plastic pumpkin. That's where I kept.
Really?
It had a little strap on it. And by the way, I tell kids, if you're going to steal money, get a plastic pumpkin, because no one is going to think, if a cop comes in and let's say he's an old school cop and he's like, where do you think we should look, McConkey? What about the plastic pumpkin? No, it can't be.
Ain't nobody putting in a plastic pumpkin.
Oh, I think it might be, sir. Hey, let me ask you something, McConkey. Yes, sir. How come we sound exactly alike? Oh, my God. So, yeah.
You were doing the when we were doing the mic check, Eddie was doing the oversharing.
Well, I have
mic
something
check
called, when people do the mic check, they usually just do test, 1, 2, test. And I have a character called the the guy who is too intimate on his mic check, like, test, my mother died alone, test. My mother died alone, test.
Yeah, we're getting that. Just keep going, and we're gonna just get the levels here real quick.
I'm peeing blood, test. I'm peeing blood, test. I have no money, test. I'm hanging by a thread, test.
It sounds pretty good. If you could do something with a lot of peas in it, like a lot of pop.
What did I find on my X-ray test? What did they find on my X-ray test? Not X-ray test, but X-ray test, not X-ray test.
If you could lower the volume just a little bit, just some more, a little quiet, so we can hear the volume change. Thank you.
I hope the thing they found on my X-ray test isn't malignant test.
You can just give us a quick whisper, just a whisper check real quick.
I hate myself test.
Sounds great, Eddie. You sound fantastic. Thank you.
So that's the guy who reveals too much about himself during a average mic test. Usually when you do a mic test on the road, it's always funny to me that when the hardest people to make laugh are people who work in clubs.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They've seen it all, whatever. They're miserable. They're working in a club a lot of times.
Yes.
And I always try to make them laugh, and it never works.
Oh, I disagree. I've seen it work. I've seen it. Yeah, no, it's work and sound, and then like they'll have some people scheduled or whatever. Some people will go up and they'll be a big star, but the waiters and the staff will just fucking guy. Or
they're just after I kill or have a really good set on the road, and I'm walking like everybody's left except the people cleaning up. I kind of walk out. I'm such an egotist. I walk out and I kind of make eye contact with them, and I'm like, I guess you saw it. And they have no. Some of them are nice, but
they go, "What do you do for a living?" I remember it was probably like a second year in Los Angeles, and I went to some East Side open mic in a room full of just hipster cool kids, and I went up and I had a horrible set, and I went out front and I'm just like stewing, and somebody comes out trying to be nice, go, "Man, stick with it." He goes, how long you been doing this? And I go, "Is this your first time?" "No, it's not my first time." And I was just like, I was so like, oh, it was.
Oh, well, that's a horrible feeling to bomb.
Oh yeah, it's no good. I don't like it.
It's I equate it to not being able to make love. Like if you're trying to make love to someone and your commander, your sergeant erection isn't happening. Sergeant, where are you?
You got to make him stand to attention. Sometimes I do a real like kind of a boot camp routine with my penis. Sometimes when it's I'll make it run, with a pack on, and out in the rain and stuff. I get blisters, all kinds of blisters and stuff. It's but it's part of the. It's part of the regimen that my wife makes me.
Yeah, the metaphor there is that it sucks when you bomb, whether in life, in bed, and I've had some incredible bombs in bed. Like, "I am so sorry, sir," or madam, whoever it is. I usually don't know who I'm making love to. Just because I require everybody I'm making love to wear a Bob Hope mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have a thing for Bob Hope, and I like to make love making love is a strong word for what I do.
Yeah.
But, how would I describe my love? You're just putting my Johnson into somebody's thing, a cavity. I guess that would be.
Is this the sex ed teacher? It's like, look, how do I even?
Kids, he's a sex ed teacher. I don't know if they do sex ed anymore in classes.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's passing around Bob Hope masks to everybody. And then one person said, "I got Tom Selleck." Yeah, well, we ran out of Bob Hope.
Is that where your disdain for Bob Hope and his, after the land that he stole, the Bob Hope Airport?
Yes. Well, yeah, because my lovemaking is a vengeance thing. I don't know about you, but every time I make love, it's a revenge.
Oh yeah,
like it's it's just I feel like every time I have sex with somebody, it's just an angry expression of my being, like damn it, I could have been somebody.
Don't take it out on me, Eddie. Yeah, no, I think it's good. You gotta put the vengeance out there, in the air. I think you gotta have it a little spicy. I like to tie. My wife likes when I tie her up into like a railroad track somewhere, like an old.
Oh, you guys? That's the problem, though. I used to do that too with a significant other, but the railroad tracks are in disrepair these days.
Yeah, they're not as great, But I'd put on a fake mustache and I'd curl it.
Snidely Whiplash, they used to call that villain.
We always had a guy who would. With the big reel, the old school cameras, and my wife just going, I'm about to go. And I was like, oh, shoot. And the train's barreling down on us.
Right.
And I'm sitting there. I get frustrated. I can't keep an erection. I'm trying to untie a knot.
Yeah,
And,
it's harder to do that in Japan because their trains are bullet trains, where here we don't, like you would get run over like that trying to have vengeance sex, but here the train system is dilapidated, and
nice
you
and
have plenty of time. Like if the 8:52, it'll usually not get there till 9:06. Where in Japan, 8:52 means 8:50, 8:51 sometimes.
They run on time.
They run on time,
and I prefer a shorter train. I benefit from less intimacy time, the least amount. I'm hoping that train gets there and ends this whole charade that we got going on, but that's just me.
It's anyway, folks, sorry about all the sex talk. I hope it's been funny, but I got to get serious for a minute. I have a lot of anxiety lately. I've been through, everybody who's a fan here, I've been through, some big surgeries, and I don't know if it's, coming out on the other side of that. Woo! And I'm getting back to performing now a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just feeling. You ever go through a period where you're feeling a lot of anxiety
Absolutely.
or tension, and you're not quite sure
Yes.
what it is? It could be a flashback when you were, tied down by someone, and just made ferocious love to you.
Yeah. No, most of my anxiety is always caused by a brief glance. Somebody will briefly glance at me and I'll be like, they hate me. They hate my guts. I blew it. I'll start getting anxious about stuff like that. If I'll interpret.
Mine is very existential. It's not like that. It's like, I just, it's like, I felt it. I felt it driving over here.
Yeah.
I was like, Tinkin, I hate him. This is me driving. And I'm like, oh, God.
The steering wheel's so close to your face.
That's probably what's giving me anxiety is the steering wheel.
It might be. You got to let that
is
chair
high.
back.
It's always right next to my face.
No, you gotta lean it back.
You know what I
Take
think it
easy.
is too? I have 22 days off of marijuana.
That'll do
And
it.
I think, I went on a strong, I think it's it was about a 17-day bender.
Yeah.
And the vape pens are so strong.
Oh, yeah.
The vape pens are strong out here in California. And
Strong and convenient.
very. And I'm just not doing that. And I'm really trying to just fucking hang in and, not confront, but just be,
Yeah.
in that space of not using anything except food and sex and the radio to. I use an old-timey radio to forget about things. And I just have, I turn on the old-timey radio.
Yeah.
And it just has FDR Fireside Chat. The only thing. You know those old Fireside Chats by FDR?
Yeah.
Eleanor, get me a glass of milk. I am on the radio. Sorry, folks. Anyway, I just want to say that we are entering the conflict in the European theater. Those were the days, you know?
Yeah, back when you could really sit around the radio, and unite, as a family, and
we had hot cocoa. Me and my family, when FDR gave speeches in the 1940s, we would have hot cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
Mother would, be in an apron. Of course, she got, this was in between electroshocks, but she would be in an apron, going, kids. And I'd be like, get into the room with the electricity, Mother.
She's just getting electroshock therapy and then going out and making a meal.
Coco!
That's how they presented lobotomies and all that shit back in the day, when they'd be like, is your woman, is she feeling a little off? She's like, she's got hysteria. Doc, I don't know what to do. He's like, electrocute
women have
her
been
face.
So fucked around forever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was, the wild times. But yeah, I can only imagine with the, the little, the Susie homemaker, and then she's got to go in for electric shock therapy. It's no good. But FDR and around the radio, Ma was always there.
We must fight the crowd. We must fight the... excuse me. We must fight the Germans. Hitler. Now, we have fascism here, but it happens to be throughout our system, Oh, boy. What are you thinking about 2025? Are you upbeat?
I am a little upbeat.
You like Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education?
We'll see, man. Everything's so fucked that it's like, I'm literally like, yeah, sure. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Yeah, nobody can cope with it. Nobody can cope with it. I think everybody is hanging by a thread. That's why everybody I know now has to fall asleep to YouTube rain or nature sounds.
Lots of nature sounds. And
I fall asleep to ambulances running. I have it on tape. YouTube, if you look this up, a lot of people want to hear nature. I want to hear paramedics trying to bring someone to life. And then I go out like a baby.
We've lost him.
Please, you have to live, ma'am. And I'm like...
Guys, we lost him. You want to get a burger? And then the paramedics drive away, and you're sound asleep.
Yeah. YouTube has just the aftermath of a paramedic losing somebody.
Yeah.
Frank, huh? It looked like a promising young man. Anyway, you want to go in and out?
Yeah, my buddy was a paramedic. He would have some of the gnarliest stories, and he would tell them like a true psychopath too. Because when he would tell us the stories, it would be like, it was hilarious. This lady got crushed, and then
is that how we release steam? You think?
I think so. But he would I remember him telling us a story about a lady who got basically hit by a car. She was walking her dogs, but the dogs were still on the leash. She was still holding them, crushed under a vehicle, and the dogs are yipping and trying to get away. And he pulls up in his ambulance and sees all this, and then comes to my place, a few hours after that shift.
Oh, and I don't even like that story. Just hurt me. The only thing I really love in this world are dogs.
Yes,
so.
well, the dogs were fine. It was the lady.
Oh well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but no, he got real dark after working at the paramedics for a while.
What's he doing now? Hitman?
And I think he's a respiratory therapist now.
What does that mean?
It's like kind of like somebody who has to help people with lung issues. Like physical therapist with moving you around.
He's going through Appalachia with the black lung.
Oh yeah.
Well, sir, it looks like you got black. Thanks, doc. Like the old docs. The old docs. It's Doc Fredericks. He's coming up the driveway. Tell him I got the black lung, Margaret. All right.
Yeah, the good old doc, where you just have a guy that lived in the neighborhood that was the doctor.
That'd be funny now.
Yeah.
In L.A. if every block had a doctor with the bag.
Yeah.
And he would just, he couldn't even do one apartment building. Imagine that. He's just going from, Miss Johnson, open up, please. Oh, Doc, I got the COVID. Well, just open up now.
Now?
Oh, wait a minute, Doc. Can you let the Amazon man in? Now, Miss Johnson, I told you I don't have the gate code. Oh, please. I'm getting something from Chewy.com and Vitacost.
I've used Vitacost.
Of course. There's only a couple of... And if you have a pet, Chewy is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get anything online for your pet?
I do. A lot. Lots. We get a lot of cat stuff and then doggy chew toys and stuff. Because my little girl, her teeth are no good. She's been through it.
I was thinking of your daughter.
No.
You said my little girl, but you mean your little doggy.
My little puppers, yeah. Daisy.
What's her name?
Daisy. She's got some bad teeth, and she's so old. So we just get real.
She sounds like the
chewy
British.
stuff.
They have a lot of bad teeth.
Oh yeah, she might be British. She's a half British Chihuahua.
Oh
yeah. And she'd always come out and this food is terrible. Now but she's a good little pup. She just smells. She's a stinky dog now, but it's like we love her.
Hey, we had some suggestions. We were asking last week, and we'll ask again this week, for suggestions of new segments. We want to. Maybe I'll do a guided right now because we want to keep a couple of them.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I like Ivan. There was a guy named Ivan who was like, that fucking shell executive sketch sucks. The one with the porn.
Oh, really? No, I got one here from Stephen Crimmins. This is hi from Joanne.
Yeah, they're great. Joanne and Steve have really funny ideas.
Penance Pals. Father Pepitone takes confession but makes it about himself. Morgalium? I can spell great. The Inscrupulata Brothers' latest business venture, combination morgue and mausoleum. Oh, the Morgaleum. I get it.
Morgaleum. A morgue and a mausoleum.
Yes.
Right.
Eddie hosts a cooking show called Only Blands, where each recipe doesn't have any spice or seasoning. Pol Pot's Pot Palace, a head shop with homegrown marijuana strains like Diesel Genocide, Capuchin Crunk, and Labor Camp Haze. Let's see here. A furniture store that specializes in outdoor furniture for the inside so you can bring the outdoors in. The Nestle's CEO gets angry at a waiter for serving free water.
That's funny.
The Salvation Navy, an organization to augment the Salvation Army after the polar ice caps melt. Gun Truck, a mobile gun store for all your on-the-go firearm needs. Found anywhere there's an active shooter.
Right. Right. Yeah, so we were looking for new segments, and Ivan didn't like... He said you could also lose Allen Margaret.
Man.
Anyway, so if you have any ideas, let us know what they might be. But why don't we do a guided...
Heck yeah, and I'll go through and see if I can find some of these other ones. I found some other ones too.
Let's see. What do you got?
So this was, just some emails. What about bringing on other improvisers to do improv together?
Oh yeah. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, not too shabby. She says, I'm so happy for you asking for suggestions. She says, Eddie's a Hollywood bus tour guide who secretly moonlights as an Uber driver, spinning tall tales about his passengers at the detours he takes. The Italian alien goes to the Friars Club and gets roasted.
That's funny.
A mob boss holds an ayahuasca retreat for his capos.
I like that.
An Italian priest with PTSD is triggered by his own sermon. The Italian alien goes to bingo as a distraction from world domination, as a suggestion from his therapist.
I have 08. I have bingo. And also, besides bingo, I have your soul sucked into this cup. So let me I lost the Italian alien's accent. Let me reiterate. How did the Italian... Boy, we haven't done the Italian alien in a while. What are you reading?
I'm reading. I found the one you were talking about. Yeah,
read it.
Ivan. The Shell Oil execs is a terrible bit. You could also lose Al and Margaret.
Fuck you, Ivan, on the Alan Margaret. I love Alan Margaret.
He loves Charles Nabisco. I just wish Nabisco made cookies out of something other than shortbread.
That's hilarious.
Also,
like that would be funny if that's what irks you. It's like, God damn it, it's shortbread again. Turn that fucking podcast off, Lou.
Yeah. Make the cookies out of something else, for Pete's sake. Also, though, the meditation, you could still keep commercials like Oda Pepitone. Could you maybe introduce a game show to play with each guest, maybe guest versus Kevin, an apocalyptic version of The Price is Right or Jeopardy?
Apocalyptic version of The Price is Right. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a couple of them on here. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there, a lot of things we could do. You said you wanted to do the...
Guided?
Guided. Yeah, let's do it guided.
Let's do the guided.
And now, guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Red alert! Red alert! Red alert! Just kidding, everybody. I just wanted to see if you were being present. What I want you to do now is just lay on your back, lay down, feel your spine. Not like when you get a spinal tap, which is extremely painful, and I'm not sure why people get them, but thankfully I haven't had one of those. But I want you now... Oh my God! Oh my God! The guided meditation studio is full of blood! Again, kidding. All right, with your first in-breath, I want you to breathe in everything that is love, everything that is real, everything that is beautiful, everything that is sacred, everything that brings you joy. And see it as a red light that has tints of yellow, and let that yellow-red light, let it go inside of you. Let it go inside of you and let it grow. All that you love, all that is sacred, everything that makes you want to live. And now, with your first out-breath, I want you to imagine that red light with yellow tinges is really an undercover police officer who is finding out that you have a gene defect. So it went into your system and found out you have a gene mutation. This is with your out-breath. You have a gene mutation that possibly will kill you, and that red and yellow with yellow tinge light is nothing but an undercover cop, and he doesn't have a warrant. He entered your body illegally to find out for one of these fucking hospitals owned by BlackRock hedge fund to see if you have a gene mutation so they can make money off of it with their technology that you can't pay for. And now, with your next and final in-breath, I want you to breathe in something that will cleanse the police, that will cleanse the bill collectors in your life, that will cleanse the awful, awful childhood you had, that will cleanse your habit of drinking sewage while watching Match Game 73 on the Game Show channel with Gene Rayburn, who really was a cocksucker as far as I'm concerned when I watch those reruns. Just breathe that in, and now with your final out-breath, you've been cleansed of the police and your bills and the sewage that you drank. And with your final out-breath, I want you to breathe out money to live on. That's right. Hopefully with this out-breath, you'll have money laying at your feet that you can give to the gas person. And I'm not talking about natural gas. I'm talking about a gassy person that you might live with. Just give them money. Namaste.
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Hey, now you just got back from San Diego from a wedding, huh?
Bachelor party. I'm not going to the wedding because it's in Hawaii. But, yeah.
Oh, this was a bachelor party. And who is this? A really good friend, obviously.
My good friend, Pat.
You going to Hawaii?
I'm not going.
How come? Too much?
Money. Yeah, money. But
Hawaii, how much is round fare? You must have looked it up. How much is round fare?
It was going to be about $3,000, you know.
Each?
For both of us, it was going to be closer to $5,000. So it's like
so $2,500 each.
The flight was a lot, but it's also like, you know, accommodations and all that stuff. And
that number is including accommodations?
Yeah.
Where were you going to be staying?
Is on Oahu. Is where the so that's like
it is gorgeous. It's
at a resort, so it's like it's real.
I've been in Hawaii a bunch of times, and mostly I've always had it paid for.
Yes,
just
that's
gigs.
the way to do it.
And that is an incredible place.
It's beautiful. I've been there. I've been to Hawaii as a kid a couple of times, and great memories there. My grandparents on my mom's side lived there. They lived on the Big Island, and so they would do like
they did.
Yeah, And so
you remember the Big Island?
Oh yeah,
Kona, Hilo.
Yep, I would go there, and we would help work
Great
on their
coffee,
new house.
by the way.
Oh, gotta love a Kona. I love a Kona. I'm a Kona guy, but we would always be out there. I'd be, shoveling out the driveway and stuff to like
of what
their
pineapple
home.
residue, huh?
Their home. They were building a home out there. So we had. I was out there like just basically just doing work with my grandpa and stuff, and it was good. But we I haven't been back there since I was a little kid. So
right.
The better times, and the Tinkin history, a little bit of extra dough, family members in the islands. But we'll get back there eventually, but not this time. It didn't make sense.
It did make sense financially.
No, and we love the Pat and Christina who are getting married. They're good friends of ours. Christina, who's getting married to Pat, is she lived with us for about a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, out here. So she's tight with the kids and everything, but can't make it to Hawaii.
It would be funny if you panhandled going, folks, need help to get to Hawaii round trip and accommodations.
Yes.
Folks.
Yeah. I'm just out front, but I'm tap dancing, trying to tap to Hawaii.
Oahu, folks, need to get there. Friend's wedding. Man, when I was flown out there one time to do the Hawaiian comedy, it was on Maui.
Ooh, beautiful.
Was it Maui? I think so, yeah. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And they put us up. And soon after the festival shut down, I think they just lost money. They put us up at the Hilton on the beach.
Amazing.
And it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Did you go to a luau?
All of it.
All of it?
I mean,
Yeah.
and they took us scuba diving on a boat.
awesome.
You know, we went out and I mean, double rainbows in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know you've seen rainbow, but once you've seen a double rainbow, it's hard to go back to single rainbows.
I mean,
it's hard to, like, when you see, if you're on Maui and you constantly see double rainbows, when you see a single rainbow, you're like, what a fucking piece of shit.
No, I that place is so gorgeous.
They had the terrible fires. Was that Maui?
I'm not sure where that was. I think it was on Maui. But
it
yeah,
was, too.
Oprah Winfrey burnt down a bunch of homes in Hawaii. That was the conspiracy because she ended up buying some land afterwards or something.
No, man, they were fierce. The people who lived there were like, we don't want outside fucking buyers. Stay the fuck away because, you know, what
She ended up
the
not
hedge
getting it?
funds out here were trying to get the land, huh?
Yeah. She ended up not buying anything.
No, she ate some of the prop. No, I'm kidding. That's an old Oprah joke about her. Boy, her weight goes up and down, doesn't it? It flies one way, and then it flies the other way.
I feel for her. You know,
she is like a pendulum with that weight gain.
Yeah.
Dink. You know, come on, Oprah.
Not like us.
Middle ground.
Couple of standard, right? We keep it consistent, thick and rich.
Well, maybe for Ivan, I'll do an Allen Margaret.
I mean, that would be good. I found some other things, too. I found our youngest listener, too.
Oh, that was so nice. Yeah, let's read that. That was awesome.
This is from Chase Reeves. Hello, I think I might be Eddie's youngest listener. A few years ago, I started listening to old episodes of the Long Shot podcast, which I also used to listen to.
Yeah.
I know this sounds a little weird, but I was also around 10 years old when I started listening. I still listen to the podcast, but recently I found Apocalypse Soon. I'm currently 15, but I've been a big fan of Eddie since then. No matter where Eddie is, I find that I consistently laugh.
Oh, thank you, Chase. That's awesome. But let's wrap her up with an Allen Margaret for Ivan.
I like it. Oh, hey, Ivan. We're giving you what you love. It's Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Did you hear, Al, that there's a guy out there named Ivan who doesn't like us? Margaret, just hand me my catheter. Why? The doctor took out your catheter. You can pee freely now, Al. Margaret, the catheter's become sort of a talisman for me. Al, I wish you wouldn't talk about the indigenous peoples like that. What are you talking about? And who's this Ivan character? Well, he's someone who listens to Apocalypse Soon, but he took a shot at us. Really? Let me see the email. Oh, Al, you know what? Let's not wallow in negative criticism, Al. Look, I made you some Canadian bacon and a nice meatloaf. Would you like some? Well, Margaret, I guess I would. You know, one thing I want to say, Margaret, is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's already gone, Al. You know you've been asleep for about 3 weeks. Wow, I'm sorry. I was just tired, and I shouldn't have taken those sleeping powders. You take a powder? Everybody takes a powder in the 1940s, Margaret. It's the 1940s? Put on the FDR. There's only one thing we must learn, and that's how to defeat fear. Fear. What is that? I love FDR, Margaret. He's afraid of everything. Oh, boy. He had polio, you know. Really? What did he do? Listen to Rogan? He didn't get it fixed with the vaccine? No, it was before the vaccine. Oh, I see. Oh, Al. Hey, Al, can you hand me my trombone? Don't start with the trombone, Margaret. No, I want to play a song. Okay. You know, your playing has gotten better. Oh, you know, Al, I love to go to the prison over here in New Hampshire, and we're the Granite State. I know it, Margaret. And I love to stand outside the prison with my trombone, and when someone gets released, I'm like, bum, 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 bum. You paid your time. You paid your time. Bum, 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 bum. Good luck integrating back into society. Bum, 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 bum. The United States has the world's biggest prison population. Bum, 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 bum. 20% of the world's prison. Bum, bum, bum. Hold it. You're singing, Margaret, as you're playing the trombone. Al, I didn't want to tell you this, but I'm pregnant.
Whoa, whoa! Quite the bombshell. Thanks for joining us on Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's hell.
Please, please, I have K4. I have a bingo. And I also have liquid blood. You're a liquid of blood. I'm losing the Italian alien. Did I do the Italian accent for him previously?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is not to worry. I am the Italian alien, and I have a bingo. It's a bingo. K4. K4. K4.
He's the Italian alien is in retirement, playing bingo.
That would be funny. What do they call that? A retirement community for Italian aliens?
Yeah.
And it's like, hello, Luigi. What galaxy are you from?
From the Andalusian galaxy.
Oh, did they still have the molten lava?
No, things have changed too much. That's why I come here.
Let's go play bocce ball.
Come on. It's good. You know, the bits, like, anytime we do the bits, it always gets so much sillier throughout the rest of the pod, too. So
that's true, too.
It's good. But yeah, I think we're on the precipice of the end here. I think we've hit our 45.
I know we have.
Any big announcements?
No, Union Hall, guys, please come if you're in the New York area. Brooklyn, to be precise. Union Hall, January 31st.
Beautiful.
There you go.
I know we're supposed to be sponsored by Hims at some point.
By who?
Hims.
What's that?
It's for the erectile dysfunction aid. You know, they got these spicy cinnamon things, but they sent me a thing, but I haven't gotten the script yet. But
are you serious?
Things are going our way, Pepitone. I mean, things are already looking up.
I may look into that erectile dysfunction thing.
My wife won't let me do it. She says she likes it soft. She says keep it soft.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, so what do you want to say anything?
No. Hey, here's the pod. Hey, we appreciate the emails. Keep them coming. EddiePepPodcast@gmail.com. Maybe we'll read one online. We're going through these, you know. So any suggestions you have, it's a great jumping off point to get us moving. And if you got any guest suggestions too, send those our way.
Right.
Go over to YouTube where you can subscribe. Go to patreon.com/apocalypsesoon, and you can give us $5 or $20, and we'll get you some exclusive Pepitone stand-up, as well as some extra stuff and even some apparel if you're a $20 subscriber. Go over there, subscribe on X, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Great. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching / listening to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast.